I think Nikola Jokic has solved basketball. I think he been solved it a long time ago, but hey.
While surfing through some NBA games last night, I landed on a close matchup between the Nuggets and the Clippers. 39-35 going into the second quarter. It's quite the barn burner we got going on here. I figured someone must be having themselves a night, so I took a quick glance at the box score. And nothing could have prepared me for what I found. Nikola Jokic with 25 and 6 in the first quarter. I thought my eyes must be deceiving me, so I double-checked, and sure enough, the man was dropping a nuke on the Clippers. By the end of the third quarter, the Nuggets had put the Clippers to bed. Jokic didn't really play much after that,
55, 12, and 6.
To a modest 55, 12, and
third career game with 55 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 assists. Tied for second in NBA history. My best guess first is Wilt, but this is his third time doing this in the modern NBA. Good God.
6. The craziest part about this performance wasn't even how incredible Jokic played in this game. It was how painfully easy he made it look. Has Nikola Jokic solved the game of basketball?
Stupid ass. Yeah, being solved it. Being solved it.
Today's video is sponsored by Like Anymore. Build back your help you. Rocketcom.com are looking at game box score. Does it? Wraps it up. Game score is a stat that seasons of the last 20. What you are looking at are statistically the best individual seasons of the last 20 years according to game score. Now, game score is a stat that essentially measures everything a player does on the box score and wraps it up into an all-in-one number. The more a player does and the more efficiently he does it, the higher the game score. Hundreds of players across 2 decades, and these are the top 100. You've got KD in 2010 ranked 85th, Chris Paul in 08 ranked 81st, Kevin Love in 2014 ranked 77th. By the 50s, you are already in MVP territory. LeBron in 2014, Steph in 2016. In fact, there's a lot of LeBron and Steph in here. A lot of Harden, Durant,
LeBron
AD,
Giannis, wait, this here with Shane Luka?
Top 20 seasons, and you are looking at some all-time stat-stuffing campaigns. AD in 2018, Westbrook in 2017, LeBron in 2009. But by the time you end up in the top 10, you will find the same 3 names on a run unlike anything else in recent NBA history. The names of Luka, Jokic, and Giannis littered throughout this historic threshold. An average game score of more than 27 only achieved 1 time in NBA history by Nikola Jokic last season. However,
how exactly do you calculate like game score though? Like, what do you add up?
And Giannis on pace for an NBA record, nearing a mind-boggling game score of 30, a mark that would have been inconceivable just a few seasons ago. At least he.
Let me look this up. What is game score though? What is game score? In the NBA, game score is a statistical metric developed by John Hodger to measure a single player's performance in the game. Using a formula that adds and subtracts various box score statistics, the formula is point plus 0.4 times field goals made plus 0.7 times offensive rebounds plus 0.3 times defensive plus steals times. Damn. A higher game score indicates a better individual performance, with 40 being an outstanding game and 10 being an average one. Okay, so you want to be like, what's the average?
He was on track to break this record.
Want to be like 25? Damn.
Currently holds an average.
They said 40 was outstanding too.
Of 32.64.
What the highest? Something like that.
The greatest seasons of this century has entered his own stratosphere. What
That's
he is
crazy,
doing right
man.
now, even by his standards, completely unprecedented. Between his video game numbers, unparalleled skill set, and the ease in which he does it all, Nikola Jokic is proving once again why he is the most impactful player in basketball. After getting out to what most fans described as a slow start to the season, averaging a measly 20-14 and 10 through the first 5 games, Jokic apparently heard
they were saying, hey, why Jokic not shooting? Why Jokic ain't hitting shots? Y'all gotta let Jokic do what he do. He done this for how long? He been doing this. This ain't new to him. It's true to him.
And decided
he know what he can do. I look at his 3 missed shots getting 30, 40.
Since they're beating their opponents by an average of 15 points, and Jokic is averaging 36, 12, and 11 in that span. And I would like to take this time
in
to
33
say
minutes.
I too have came to a revelation of my own. I think Nikola
33
Jokic
minutes
is
ain't even a
all-passable,
crazy
not just
crazy
because
amount.
of what he's doing on the court, but also because of how he's doing it. On Wednesday night, Jokic didn't just have one of the most efficient 50 pieces in league history, he had one of the easiest 50 pieces in NBA history. It
How
didn't
do you
matter
calculate
what they
that?
threw at him, Jokic
Oh, you
made
just
easy work of all of it. They threw a big body at him in Zubats, and Jokic just
And it's
backs
crazy
him down
because
like a
Zubac's supposed to be
featherweight.
like a good
He makes
Jokic
this
defender
shot
too.
100% of
He
the
probably
time.
is
Couple
the
plays
best
later,
one, but you
same
just
look,
see he got
same
50 put
spot.
on him.
But
He like
this
the best
time, while
one.
Zubats is waiting for the bump, Jokic just blows on by him. Flip it over on the other wing this time. Zubats is desperately trying to hold him off, but Jokic gets to his spot again. Too skilled, Zubats falls for the shimmy. Jokic gets an easy bucket. Very next possession. This time they've got some more length on him with Brook Lopez.
Nah,
Lopez
don't make it
just
no
saw
better.
Zubats get melted, so he's
That
prepared.
don't make it
He's
no
got
better
quick
with
hands. He's
Brook
waiting for
Lopez.
Jokic to
I'm
turn his
sorry.
back or make a first step, and he just pulls up in his face for an and
Cash.
where is the double, you might ask? Well, they can't send one. Jokic is the best playmaker on the planet.
Facts.
He is praying that you send a double. And this is how the entire night
You can't
went in
double.
LA.
You can't double
Jokic
team good ass
exploiting his
passes.
freakish strength and
Can't do
soft
it.
touch by just casually getting to his spot and feasting on whatever easy look he created. When the Clippers finally decided to make their adjustments, clog the high post and concede the double team, Jokic decided to take advantage of a lackluster pick and roll defense by drilling three-pointers like they were
Cash.
free throws. It isn't flashy, it ain't that pretty, it really
Cash.
isn't all that exciting, but it is painfully simple and offensively easy for Nikola Jokic. By the end of the night, Jokic had bullied his way to 55 points, 12 rebounds, and 6 assists on
What, bro? I don't know if this is just his list, cause bro, what the?
91%.
Hold on. Was there any different name listed?
By the end of the night, Jokic
Okay,
had
no.
bullied
I was
his way
gonna say.
to 55 points, 12 rebounds, and 6 assists on 91% true shooting.
There's no other name
and the
listed.
best statistical
This boy is
performance of his
crazy.
entire career.
He gave Rudy at 61. That's regular season, but still, he gave Yo at 61. That's just
in
last season too.
34 minutes.
61.
The man is moving at half speed. He doesn't get but about 10 inches off the ground, and it doesn't even matter. He is just
Hell
too
no.
smart, too strong, and way too skilled. And I have come to the conclusion that Nikola Jokic has simply won basketball. He beat it. The man solved the game, cracked
Y'all
the
seen
code.
Proof of?
He has pretty much figured out exactly what to do in any situation and how to do it. He is unbelievably
repetition
aware
on
of who's
repetition.
on the court, who's guarding.
And it's crazy. This man don't even love basketball like that. He love his horses. He love a horse more than he love basketball. He just very good at this. He just so happen to be good at this. That's the craziest thing how I view it of all. He don't even love this sport.
Open up in 3 seconds, how to open up those shots, what the defense will counter with, and he's already figured out how he'll counter that counter. More than his skill, more than his touch, more than his strength, it is his hyper awareness and genius basketball IQ that makes him virtually impossible to guard. Jokic is an unrealistic example of what could happen if a player makes the right play every play. You're not gonna make all of your shots, some of your passes might get broken up, but if you're finding the best shot, you're making the
crazy
right
fast.
passes, and you're recognizing those opportunities as they present themselves, things are bound to go well. Most players are smart enough to pick out a defense lagging to get back. Most big men will seal their man off for the potential one-on-one near the rim. But how many players are smart enough to not overthink this possession and just spin over their shoulder for an easy bucket? Or how about the fact that the Kings continued to leave this void open in the middle of the paint for an easy floater
This void?
over and over and over? And by the time they adjust,
Yeah,
you've
that's
already
funny.
capitalized on it. When a player has
That's
a
funny.
mismatch in
That's
transition,
void.
does he get into the set, or does he immediately recognize the mismatch and have the wherewithal
But get to him,
make
AG.
use of it?
Thank you.
What about
That's
picking
precious
up
and
on
true.
lapses
He ain't
in the
guarding me.
defense before they even happen?
pass.
Jokic sees an opportunity, he calls for the ball, he misdirects the defense with his eyes, and then finds a wide open Christian Brown for an easy bucket.
You
But
know he do.
Jokic knew Brown was going to be open when he saw his man trailing behind 5 seconds ago. He notices this, he calls for the ball, he knows the Kings are in a man coverage, he forces the defense to stay on the corner man by telegraphing what looked like it was going to be a pass to the corner, and he gets his teammate wide open for the easiest 2 points of the night. The guy keeps it simple. How many of his points and rebounds come off of these tip-ins and putbacks, being in the right place
Good
to
amount,
get these
I
easy
think.
buckets, or these rolls to
It's
the
easy.
basket where he finds space and keeps the ball high.
And he don't even got to be
Being
jumping
in
how to do it
sounds
either. I don't
easy
know how he does it.
until you realize
He barely
how
has to
many
jump.
big men struggle struggle with this action, knowing when to float it, knowing how the defense reacted the last time you ran a similar action. It's the difference between an open 7-foot floater and forcing a tough layup. One of the quickest ways to spot a smart player is how quickly they make decisions and how much energy they exert to execute those decisions. What plays to make, what plays not to make.
Get off me, you Banks.
Every last crumb the defense
little ass boy.
and taking them efficiently. And there is no player more decisive with the skills to execute those decisions than Nikola Jokic. He doesn't have freakish athleticism to capitalize on for easy buckets, can't jump over his opponents or sprint past them. He isn't outlandishly tall or long in ways that would give him an advantage. In fact, he is about as average in stature and length as centers come. Instead, Jokic possesses a remarkable combination of attributes: touch, strength, and basketball intelligence that has made him the most impactful offensive weapon in the history of basketball. Of course, Jokic's best attribute, the one between his ears, isn't quite something you can measure, but it wouldn't hurt to try. That's what Crafted NBA has attempted to do with their basketball IQ metric, a stat that uses game-specific skills and awareness such as spatial understanding, tactical decisions, and playmaking insights to quantify a player's performance and decision-making. It's kind of crazy, right? I know.
Yeah, a little bit.
The player with the highest basketball IQ in the entire NBA is, of course, Nikola Jokic. But as impressive as his...
What's Isaiah Hartenstein doing top 5?
Box score numbers are,
interesting.
Jokic's true value is better captured by looking through
What's
the
doing top 5, Isaiah?
Numbers. Here are the top 50 players in the league so far this season, according to Box Plus Minus. Now, these numbers will level out a bit as the season continues, but we're quickly approaching the point where most players will settle in about where they are right now.
Alex Sarside, let go.
For example, Brunson ranks 31st, Jaylen Brown ranks 25th, Cade at 20, Steph is at 13, and Wemby is at 9. And all the way at the very top, the best players in the league in Luka Doncic, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Now, a Box Plus Minus of 11 or more is historically great. There's only been about 20 seasons
and Shai's almost at 12.
Caliber.
So what the hell Jokic at?
LeBron has only had 3 seasons with a BPM above 11. And all 3 of these guys are playing at that level right now. And then there's Nikola Jokic, way over here, with a Box Plus Minus of 20.8. This is not a type.
I don't know if the NBA will ever give him another MVP. I just don't think, because voters fatigue and all that, but damn it, he just might be the MVP anyway. He's not gonna voters fatigue, but they don't do that. That's how it goes.
This, my friends, is Nikola Jokic.
I mean, yeah, he the best in the world, for sure. He the best in the world. That's not even a discussion. Nothing to even think about. He D1, one of